Hi, it's Mr. Canada, and today we're going to look at drawing some angles. So if we look at example 1, we want to draw an angle of 45 degrees. So step 1, draw a horizontal line and put a cross at one end. Okay? Doesn't matter which end we put the cross at, the cross will just tell us which way we're going to have to start our zero. So whether we're going to start it, whether we're going to use our inner scale or outer scale. Okay, so I don't really care which side I want mine at, so I'm going to put mine at the left-hand side. Okay, so now what do we want to do? We want to place a protractor. So we have a protractor. I'm going to make mine a little bit bigger so you can see it a little bit better. So, and we're going to line up our crosshair, which I kind of did in the process, this bottom little part right here. So we have our crosshair, and we're going to line it up with the one on our protractor. Okay. So we're just lining the two up and then lining up the baseline of a protractor with our angle line that we drew. Once you've done that, we want to choose our scale. So we want an angle of 45. So we want to start at 0. So look at our numbers. Well, the inside scale starts at 0 like I had kind of mentioned before. So we look there, and now we're just going to count up ever so much that we need. So we're counting up to 45 degrees, which this is 10, 20, 30, 40. So we're at this big tick after here at 45. Okay. So now what I like to do, and if you have a ruler, you can go ahead and use a ruler. I like just turning my protractor, right? And if you turn your protractor, you can use it as a straight edge. I'm going to just use the power of technology to get mine. So make sure that you have it as nicely as you can. Draw your little arc and label it with your angle. Keep in mind they usually give you a variance of plus or minus 1 to 2 degrees when you're answering these. So anywhere between 43 and 47 for the bigger margin of error. Okay. So let's look at another example. So example 2, we want to draw an angle of 125. So once again, we want to start off our question with drawing a nice line as such. I'm going to make my line a little bit thinner this time. Oops. So now, before we put our protractor on, don't forget we've got to make that little crosshair line. So here I'll do it on this side this time, why not? So here we line up our lines, and then we want 127 degrees. So where's our 0 line starting this time? Well, since we're over here, now we're using this scale, right? We're using the outside because that's where it starts at 0. So now we count up to 127. So 127 is up here, right? And so we can, once again, remove our protractor, take out our straight edge, and simply connect our lines. One last thing you want to do, as always, is show what you actually measured. So we actually measured that arc, and that was 127 degrees. Okay. One more example. This time we're going to draw an angle of 260 degrees. Okay. So once again, let's start off. Let's draw our little straight edge here, and then mark one of the ends with a crosshair. Okay. So wait, our protractor only goes up to 180 though. So just like before, we had to do some maths at the end. Now we have to do some maths at the beginning. So we're going to take away from 360 to find this missing angle we have to measure. So we take off 260, and we're going to we want to find an angle of 100. So when you're actually drawing them, we don't actually have to do them upside down like you did when you had to measure them. You can actually draw them kind of the right side up, which will make your reflex angle look upside down, but I actually enjoy this method better. So going up our scale, I'm going to use our outside scale. So I'm counting up to there. And now, oops, sorry. I actually want to change my mind just because of the way I drew the line. So we're looking at the inside scale. And we're going up to this point up here. So up to there. So I've kind of made a couple dots because they were so close. And there. So now this is where it comes in handy. So even though we really measured the 100 degrees, we can still indicate after that this is 260 degrees. Okay? So now try and measure these angles below. Give it a go. Then once you're ready, press play or pause the video, press play when you're ready, and then I'll go through the answers. Okay, welcome back. So your answers should look similar to this. Okay, if you have somebody else that can check the answers for you, it's always good to have a buddy. If not, try and go by eye.